Greetings, YouTube. I had 9 meetings today, including multiple Zoom meetings with students, because that is how I'm teaching my students right now online. And when you teach journalism and even video production, it can be pretty frustrating to try to require your students who don't have the necessary equipment or the software or even the ability to interview people how to report stories. So that is my quote-unquote, I almost said quote-unquote, which is not a phrase, quote-unquote real job, as YouTube is just my full-time side hobby, side hustle, side fun, whatever you want to call it. So I took a while to go through my line messages today, but when I did, a longtime supporter of the channel, a member of NY718, and a truly good dude, Mr. the Waffler, reached out to me to give me a story that I really hadn't heard of before, but I know it happens every once in a while. You see, today for about 15 to 20 minutes, about maybe longer than that, about half an hour maybe, we had that emergency maintenance because of the incursions bug and potentially because Hulkbuster's beta form had made its way into the arena and we were getting to fight shock damage Hulkbuster, who also had unblockable specials. I have fought some Hulkbuster in at least the 5-star arena since then, and I've tested the unblockable specials, even had a video ready for it, and he did not execute that at the moment, so I didn't post the video because it was kind of a test, and the test showed that the old version of Hulkbuster, at least in that fight, was returning. But back to this. So if you are really, really wanting to outsmart the Crystal algorithm, you comment whenever I get a new champion. Well, I already knew you were going to get a new champion because I looked at your name and saw the #1 notification by your name. Well, in this shot, you can see a featured Cavalier Crystal, in this case for the new featured champion. And even though we are looking for a Sorcerer Supreme, we have a 1 new notification by it, but you also have at the exact moment, the server error. And so we can see that this crystal is being disconnected. And then, shortly after this, sure enough, the contest is currently down for emergency maintenance. Please check back shortly. So, most of the time, it's a 3-star, maybe a 4-star. So you're going to probably check the Alliance tab to see what you open, but it's not really going to matter much anyway. You know, it's nice to know what you landed on, but it's a featured Cav. Most 3-stars, some 4-stars, and if you're really lucky, a 5 or 6-star. But if you saw my opening, I was the opposite of really lucky the first time around. I got 0 5-stars and certainly 0 6-stars. But he got the 1 new notification as the crystal was spinning, so he knew that he got a new champion, and he thought maybe he would get a 3-star or a 4-star, but no. When he checked out his roster, look at this arrow. It was a 6-star Terrax who just happened to join his roster right when the maintenance hit. And so he logged in and saw what's a pretty impressive amount of PI for somebody who doesn't have any ISO in him yet. You can even see the outline of the champion. That usually tells you that they're new in white. But I don't know, I thought it was kind of a neat story. He shared it with me, and I thought I would share it with you. It's one of those stories that you always wonder, like, kind of reminds me of the Flash TV show. I know it's a DC reference, but it's still reference. It's still worth talking about, because when you have like a particle accelerator that explodes, at that moment, everybody's doing something different, and it impacts the outcome of the post-particle acceleration world. And so whenever there's emergency maintenance, you could be in an incursion, which a lot of people were, or you could be finishing off Alliance quest, which a lot of people were, or you could be opening up a crystal, which a lot of people were. And in this case, he just happened to snap his fingers and have a 6-star Terrax in his roster. So that is a pretty cool and crazy emergency maintenance story, at least in my book, to share with you. Thanks for sending that along. I thought I would post this video before I go to bed because, after a long day, it's kind of nice to get some good news for somebody that at least had maintenance kind of super powerly, which is also not a word, transpose or teleport a 6-star into their roster. A lot of weird words in this video. Maybe a lot of them aren't even words, but I'm running on 3 hours of sleep and desperately need to get to bed to help my insomnia. So I'm going to end this video here. Thanks for watching. Have a good night, morning, evening, whatever your time you're watching this. Thanks for clicking on the video. And thank you to the Waffler for sending this story along.